Hi everyone. So in today's class, I'm going to show you how to download a secondary data set. So what you have to do is you have to go in Google and type in this particular name, which is National Survey of Children's Health. Now I'm using this particular survey as an example to show you how to download data sets. So once you click on this link over here, it will take you to this website, and as you can see, this is the website of the National Survey of Children's Health, and there is a lot of information on this website related to the data collection and the other methods which are used in this particular study. Now, the way you can request a data from this particular secondary source is by clicking over here where it says request a data. So you simply have to click on this and it will bring you to this page where it says you can request a National Survey of Children's Health data set, and you further can click here to submit your data set request. So you can click here and it will bring you to another web page wherein you can fill out all your information, including your name, your contact information. Your organization type is going to be academic research, and for what purpose are you asking this data? You can mark for a class project, thesis, or dissertation research. You can select the first option. You can also describe how you plan to use this data. You don't necessarily have to, but if you want to add in a few lines that you're using this for your class project, you can write that. Other than that, you don't necessarily have to select these options unless you want to get the most updated news related to this particular data. Other than that, you can read all these data user agreements which are set forth by this secondary data set. And after reading them, you have to agree with those terms and conditions and simply put your initials over here. These are all very normal terms and conditions which are put forth by use of any secondary data set which are publicly available. So once you put your initials over here, after that you'll have to type in your name and submit the form. Once you submit the form and after your request has been approved, you will receive an email which will look similar to this email. Okay, so you will receive an email from childhealthdata.org wherein they will tell you that your request has been approved, and they will give you a link from where you can download your data set, or you can also share your data set. So once you click on this link, so let's click on this link, it will get you to again this website wherein they have their data sets stored and you can download them. So if you scroll down, you will see there are several data sets which are available right from 2001 till 2019. I highly recommend that you download the most updated and the latest data set, which is in the form of a SAS file. So once you click on the SAS file, it will start downloading, as you see on the bottom of the screen over here. Depending on how fast your internet is, it might take some time, but once this download has been completed, it will open up into this kind of a file, which you can see over here. So if I double click on this, there are several docs inside this, including a data set, which you can see this is the data set. They also give you codes to create formats, which is very nice. So they have already given you coding. You don't have to do your own coding to create formats. They have given you this. Along with that, they will give you a lot more information related to the code book. So the code book is nothing but all the variables that are used in this particular data set. So if I open this code book in here, it shows that this codebook is for SAS users since we downloaded a SAS dataset. This is the latest version they have, which is May 2021. And if you scroll, they have an index wherein you can see all the different variables that were used and how those variables were coded. Now, as you can see, this is a pretty big document. It's 340 pages. So I'm not expecting that you read this entire document, but at least go through the index and try to see which variables or which particular health outcome you are interested in working with, because you can use this particular data set to do your group project. And based on whichever variables you think you want to use, you can go to that particular page and then learn more about those variables. So if we look at low birth weight, which is on page 22, so yeah, over here. So it brings us to that page. It tells us how this particular variable, what question was asked for this variable, what survey item it is in the data set. So this is the variable name in the data set. The age group over here is 0 to 17. And then the response categories. So what were the options that were given? And again, you can see they have given some SAS syntax and annotations. You can go through this file based on which particular variables you are interested in working with, and then choose those variables. But even before that, you will need to do some literature review. As a group, you can come up with a research question, formulate some keywords, and then each person in the group can take one particular keyword and find articles or do some literature search related to that particular keyword. So this way you can use the code book to form a research question, and then based on what you want to study, you can create your own code book also, which is highly recommended for any researcher or for conducting any kind of study. So as you can see in this zip folder, there are several such folders wherein there is an administrative file also. You don't have to read that. There are content maps and other files in there, but the most important one for you to look at is the SAS codebook, as it has all the information related to the data. Further, if we go back to the website over here also has a lot of additional information. If you see on the left hand side, it has guide to topics and questions. It has survey methodology, survey instruments. So if you click on this, and if you click on the latest data set we downloaded was 2019. So I'll click on the 2019 guide to topics and questions. And this is a pretty small document compared to the 340 pages of codebook that we saw. So this is a 15 pages document which includes guide to topics and questions which were asked in this survey. So as I scroll down, you will see that there are all these questions which were used and all these specific age groups which were used in this particular survey. So you can go through this and it will familiarize you with this particular data set, and you will also get a lot more ideas as to which research you are more interested in working with. So this is the secondary data set. I can also open the SAS file. So this is how your SAS file is going to look. As you see, I have created a library over here by the name of NSCH, which is National Survey of Children's Health. And these formats are nothing but the formats which are given by the NSCH, which I have simply copy pasted. So these are the formats that you see in this document over here. So if I just run this entire thing, then it will open up. So I also ran proc contents. So it will open up about this data set, which you'll be able to see all the variables in here. And this data set is 29,433. So this is a fairly large data set, not very big, but fairly large data set. And this is a good data set for you to practice and for you to work with related to your group project. I know you all are still learning regression models in the biostats class, but I expect you all to at least play around a little with this data, and for your group project, at least give me some descriptive statistics, if not the entire study results. So this is all that I wanted to show you related to secondary data. Another helpful thing is the SAS help window. So in the SAS help, there is a SAS help and documentation, which you can use, which is very nice. So over here, you can type in anything that you want to work with. For example, I typed in power and I press enter, and it gives me a lot of information on how I can do power calculations using SAS. So if I click on this, it gives me an overview how I can get started with power calculation. It also gives me a syntax for power. So if I want to calculate the power using logistic regressions in my study, then it gives me a syntax for that. It also has examples and references. So this particular feature of SAS is very nice, and I just wanted to introduce this to you in case you all have not used it or are not aware of it. So over here I have typed in logistics, so it gives me an overview of the logistic regression, including the syntax again, how to get started, details, missing values. So this will give you a very good idea of how to do your SAS programming, and you can definitely use this. So this is it for secondary data set. I highly recommend that you try downloading your own data set. Even if you're working in a group, each member of the group should be able to download this data set. And please let me know if you have any questions related to secondary data sets. That will be it. Thank you.